So it's about 6:45 on Wednesday morning. I am heading into the office early because I've got to do a little bit of planning for today that I didn't get to do yesterday because we had a water heater issue. Our water heater was 10 years old and it decided it wanted to start leaking. So it started leaking a couple days ago, and it was a gradual leak that allowed me to keep on top of it, and then eventually it became a much faster leak. So I ended up having to, the past couple of nights, turn the hot water off and drain a bit, and then still keep up on the leak. Thankfully we've got the drip pan that would keep it in there for the most part, and thankfully we're still in the process of remodeling the basement. So anyway, I was able to find a bigger water heater on KSL. We had a 40-gallon water heater. I was able to find a bigger one that had never been used, was purchased for a new build, and then for a variety of reasons they didn't install it. They actually went tankless with solar panels or something along those lines. So it was never used, and I got it for a good deal. Went out there yesterday evening and got it, picked it up, and it was way out there, but picked it up and brought it home, and to Amanda's chagrin, I had her help me get it in the house. But once we had it in the house, it was a quick install, about 15 minutes or so. Got it into place, got the gas hooked up, vented it properly, and filled it up with water. And it is now a 50-gallon, and it works like a charm. So anyway, long story short, I didn't get to plan yesterday as I had hoped, and so I've got to go in a little bit early today to plan a little bit more. Got a busy day today, quite a few appointments, a couple meetings as well, and we'll see where today takes us. Well, it was a long day, and throughout the day I kept thinking about what lesson I'd like to share, what piece of information I think would be helpful. And I thought, let's take a look back, let's remember back to the 90s, a sitcom that I didn't watch all that terribly often, but when I did, there were some funny aspects to it, and that is Home Improvement. Now, anyone who hasn't seen Home Improvement, it's about a family led by patriarch Tim the Toolman Taylor, and he had a TV show called Tool Time, and he was supposed to be an expert in tools, and most of the time he was a bumbling idiot. Let's take a look at a quick montage of some of Tim the Toolman Taylor's exploits. Now, Tim Taylor was a tool expert, but he constantly made mistakes. He constantly was the bumbling idiot who didn't know how to do anything. And I got thinking about this and how we can apply this to our lives. Now, I have a background in construction. I've done a number of years worth of construction, and I'm not an expert in any individual construction field. But I'd be a jack of all trades. I'm relatively competent in most areas. So installing a water heater wasn't difficult. I never expected it to be difficult. Had I gone with tankless, it would have been more difficult. But just replacing a water heater was simple, and that's why it only took a few minutes. But my thoughts here were, what things do we not do, do we not try because of the fear that we have? What are the things that we're afraid to even try, where we might become good at them? Now, I was thinking about lessons that I've learned and books that I've read and things that we can apply here. And I remember reading about Henry Ford suing the Chicago Tribune, if I remember correctly, for libel. They had printed that he was an ignorant anarchist or something of that nature, and he was suing them for stating that he was ignorant. Now, it went to court. He had to get on the witness stand, and the opposing counsel just annihilated him. He basically asking him all these simple questions, and he couldn't get any of them right. Now, in the end, in response to the difficulties that he was having, Henry said something to the effect of, "I don't need to know any of this stuff. I don't need to know anything in particular, because I hire the best people who know the most, and I know who to hire to give me all the information I need." Now that's the time that we live in. In this day and age, we have the ability to do that and to do it for free. We have resources like YouTube. We have resources where we can gather information, where we have boundless information at our fingertips, and we can learn to do things that we otherwise might not have been able to learn. I can't tell you how many repairs on my car I've made, how many new construction techniques I've used or learned, and how much research I've done on topics that I have no idea of anything about, simply by using the internet and watching videos and reading articles and gathering information. So my challenge to you is, next time you have a relatively simple project that you would otherwise hire someone for, do it yourself, but do the research. Whether it's watching videos, whether it's reading articles, whatever it may be, do some research, find out how to do it, make sure you're doing it right, but do it yourself, and you'll be happy you did.